This is my incredibly fast 256 Piglin Bartering farm, and today I'm getting rid of it because it's not good enough anymore. The items you can get from a bartering farm are pretty great. Blackstone, gravel, quartz, crying obsidian, and string are just some of the best. But right now I manually sort every drop from this bartering farm, and if I want a lot of blackstone, quartz, or crying obsidian, the only one crying at the end of the day is me. I love my gold farm. You can see it behind me, but every time I use it, I know it's going to be a bit painful to come on down, use this bartering farm over here, and then sort all the drops by hand. This gold farm produces over 1,600 blocks of gold per hour, or nearly 15,000 ingots. Do you know how much hand sorting you have to do for that? Too much. And the farm's also currently a little bit broken. Mojang has once again ruined the rates of one of my farms. Zombified piglins get stuck looking up at me and trying to pathfind directly to me, something that never used to happen. I have no idea why this is happening, but it slows the farm down considerably, so we're going to fix that today as well. My first idea was trapdoors on the gold farm side. I was hoping they'd simply walk off, drop to their doom, and I'd never see them again. It was good in theory, terrible in practice. The piggies just stood on the edge of the trapdoor and almost never fell off unless pushed by a second or a third one. I realized drops were staying at the bottom and items and XP would cause some lag, so I tried adding a fire down here. Mobs still weren't really falling off though, and after a bit more thinking and testing I had my second brilliant idea. Hold on, let's go get some gold. After putting trapdoors on the other side, along with a more solid ground for them to path to, this happened. Mobs spawned on the other side. And yeah, that's worse. The real answer was to take the fixes seriously and focus up. I just need one trapdoor, not 3 or 5 on the gold farm side. I do need one for them to pathfind to on the other side, and then I need a solid wall for them to hit and fall down when they attempt to cross. Let's try it again. Okay, this seems to be working. Let's check out the lower section down here and... oh. It seems that having a spawnable platform near the farm is kind of a stupid idea. Once again, a quick change of plan, and boom, this solves the problem. The broken mobs now fall straight off the tower into the lava and die instantly. Their drops will get burned in the lava, and the farm is back to nearly full rates. With that fixed, it's time to start today's main project, a new bartering farm that has just as many piglins, but fully shulker loads the drops that I care to save. To capture the 256 piglins, we'll need to get them to put on a carved pumpkin head so they don't despawn. I have this little pumpkin shearing station, so I quickly drop by to shear up 4 stacks of pumpkins. And I've already gathered the other 4 shulkers material we need so we can start to build this. Oh, on our way over, let me show you this new plaything. This is a wind charge launcher. With one little hop inside, it takes me straight up about 40 blocks, and I can coast to about 90% of the portals on my nether roof without ever touching a rocket. Is 4 wind charges worth it? No, absolutely not, but it's wicked fun and I have plans for this in the future, so I'm just enjoying where it is for now. You know, one reason I've always hated this farm is because you actually have to climb inside next to the 256 piglins and throw them the gold manually from your inventory. It's very manual work, and if they get mad for some reason, it's always potentially dangerous. And this shulker loader, well, it's something. I love this farm early game, I would definitely use it again, but I'm 3,500 days in the world, it's time to move on from it. The first step in this build is to collect the piglins into a holding cell. This cell will be where they permanently stay, so once they're in I can keep them in there and build the rest of the farm around them. To collect them I'm going to build a bit of a minecart track and a spawning platform. This will be a 17 by 17 area with some carpets to prevent stuff I don't want from spawning, like hoglins. We'll use soul torches to move the piglins around, and if I was going to do this properly I'd put my AFK spot in a way that the babies could fall out of the despawn sphere, but I'm going to keep it simple and not do that. This design will be linked in the description, and it's pretty simple to follow once you know how to load the chamber. I'll show you slowly as we go through the difficult steps later, so hopefully you can follow along if you want to make this yourself. I know a lot of people have picked up this schematic and never used it because the original piglin chamber doesn't match, and it doesn't make sense how to do it now in 121.4. I'm pretty sure there's a way to do it that isn't what I do now, but this is the one that works for me. Okay, so this is done. I just need to add those carved pumpkins from earlier into this dispenser. As I mentioned before, the AFK spot for this should technically be off-center, so that below the spawn area is outside of the circle, but I wasn't going to be bothered doing that. It does cause an issue here and there, but honestly, it's just easy to fix those issues, and centering it was much easier as I was planning. The last thing I need to do is add mine carts into this chest here, and when I turn this on, carts will basically loop around and then get yeeted into the lava cauldron. The hopper picks up, well, most of them, and they go back into the dispenser to loop back again. This yeeter isn't all that consistent at returning carts since it tries to return them to the dispenser, not to the chest, but it is what it is. Now this is where my setup for this is very different from what's in the downloads you get from the original design. I've added a slab in here, and I'm going to drop it down just one so it's a lower slab. There are vines in the chamber that we'll need to move down at the end of this process. With everything in place, I can uncover the chamber and start collecting piglins. I'll need to sit AFK for a little while as we collect them, but you can see the system working now. The carts are going in a loop, waiting to pick up piglins and deposit them into the trade chamber. And there we go, the first one that went in is a baby, so it doesn't have a pumpkin. That means as soon as I fly away it'll despawn, but the second's an adult, and you can see the pumpkin head there. And a couple more have already gone in. That's maybe, what, 4 or 5 in a minute now? I'm gonna sit up here while we wait. Okay, so this traffic jam is the result of me not putting the AFK spot in the exact right place. This is my fault. Well, laziness's fault, so still mine, yep. Easy to fix, nice little break from sitting up top and just waiting, I guess. Let me get it sorted. All I really need to do is get these end carts out of the way. You can see how this is, yeah, okay. Stop. Well, this is a struggle. At least it gives me a chance to refill the chest with carts, since the eater isn't really great at doing that. Okay, I'm back up to the top and things seem to be working perfectly. Did you just see that one guy spawn onto the redstone block? What a guy. What a problem guy. See, if he steps onto the rail to his right, which he can if he gets pushed, he'll cause the same traffic jam I just solved. So let's make sure that doesn't happen, shall we? Goodbye now. According to the carved pumpkins, we're done. There are now 256 piglins in here, well, once I fly away. And with the piglins loaded, it's now time to remove this entire build except the holding cell. And we have a very risky bit still ahead of us. If it goes wrong, it means I'll be rebuilding all of this, so let's hope it does not. And once all of that's removed, I'm left with just this. Over 250 piglins in a very, very confined space. They don't die because of the vine, keep that in mind. Now I just need to align them all so their toes are just over the edge of the lower slab, and by piston pushing them right to left I can inch their toes over, delete the slab they're currently standing on, and as they fall into their new spot, replace that slab with a new vine. So I got on a roll there and built for a couple hours, and this is the completed bartering farm and bulk storage. I didn't say anything during the build. I don't know what happened. I stopped YouTubing and started playing Minecraft. The piglins are in there. You can see the vines that keep them from entity cramming. I pushed that stair in that perfectly aligns them. And now they're standing on their tippy toes just on the slab I prepared earlier, so it looks like they're floating on basically nothing. After they get the gold and trade for it, the drops are sent here, pushed along, and then over the ice where they get shulker loaded. The last of the unsorted drops get sent to a fire here and destroyed. That'll also burn up a few extras that are just a bit too fast for the sorter. I've loaded these chests with hundreds of shulkers to manage our drops, and each full shulker gets sent up through the dropper elevator and into storage. The filter at the top then sorts the shulker into its respective category, and it's a fairly huge storage. You can see just in the obsidian column here, all these double chests can hold all of our trades. And shulkers of gold ingots are then put into this chest to start it off. Since I'm already loading shulkers of gold ingots at the gold farm, it's a perfect match. The shulkers will get burned in lava and all the gold is dropped onto the pressure plate where the piglins can reach it to begin trading. Let's grab a few shulkers of ingots and give it a test. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, so I'll start off slow with just one shulker. We need to add a lava bucket to this dispenser here, and then start it up. You can hear and see the lava will burn away the shulker there, and then the gold ingots will appear. 4 stacks of gold ingots can get taken per trade, so the gold will never despawn. In fact, a full shulker of ingots can be traded in just a little over a minute. And then fire here will get rid of the extra stuff. Let's go again. And from here you can see the sorting happen. You'll see it slide down, hit the pressure plates, get bumped again, and then the remnants will make it all the way to the fire. I don't know why, but it's fun to watch the pile really start full and end up with so little by the end. Okay, another shulker of ingots coming in now. It's amazing to me just how fast that much gold can go away. Y0 world border gold farm when? Let's check in. All the loaders were empty, so this would be slow at first and pick up as we go. It's harder to fill up from 0 than it is to finish half a shulker, of course, but we do have our first shulkers of blackstone, gravel, and a couple others. Okay, in you go. 9 more shulkers of ingots will take just under 15 minutes to trade away. Oh well, it's the drops I want, not the gold. I'm gonna grab just a few of the extra drops into a chest this time. It makes sense to have a few fire res, ender pearls, and such on hand. And away we go. So this is what's not being picked up generally. Water bottles, soul speed, spectral arrows, and occasionally something worthwhile. What I care to keep is just this though. Pearls, fire res, I can live without the rest. It's easy to get if I want it. You'll see a bit of gravel and nether brick and blackstone sometimes make it around even though I'm saving them out. We get just a little too much for the sorter to handle, but it's not worth adding another whole shulker loader set, so we just burn it off. So that just leaves what to do with you guys. There's a lot of you and you cause a lot of lag. I should probably just straight up slice you if you know what I mean. My first priority though is to get more gold. Somehow I got addicted to putting gold in the machine. Very, very addicted. I know I don't have to tell hardcore viewers to watch my levels, half of you are doing it anyways, but did you see my levels? Yep, I've been right here, swinging my sword, getting XP, getting gold. The fixes to the farm seem to be doing the job consistently, even after thousands of piglins have come and gone. Okay, that's 8 more shulkers of gold ingots, let's go deliver those. I could literally watch this all day, it's mesmerizing. Tick tock, tick tock. Okay, enough of that for now. Let's check the results. We have our first shulkers of obsidian. Let's go. I don't know if you know about bartering farms, but you know this is one of the least dropped items. 3 shulkers of crying obsidian, that's pretty good. I think I had less than 1 total in the world so far, so 3 is great. 4 shulkers of string, 6 shulkers of quartz. Again, really helpful there. Tons of soul sand, nether bricks, gravel, and 17 shulkers of blackstone. Yeah, this is awesome. Don't judge me. I came back for a very long time. Yes, I'm on level 639. And yes, I have 18 more shulkers of gold ingots. I said I was addicted. For the rest of today, I want to do something we often need to do but never actually get around to. I've been building a lot. The amethyst and chorus farms, the creeper and resin farms, the military district, and during all that, I've hardly checked in on my stocks of anything. The cupboards are feeling just a little bit bare. This may seem like a lot, but bear with me until we get to the ice farm so I can explain. So I got more sea pickles after using 2000 in the creeper farm, and more glow lichen, which I use in quite a few builds, especially on the roofs. I ran the nether wart farm because red nether brick is very expensive, and with my new supply of nether brick from bartering, this was a must. And once again I repaired the storage on the sugarcane farm. I really need to filter it out, but I haven't yet, and when sugar gets in, it breaks it. I have 19 shulkers here though, so it's fine. Then our slow farms were right there, so I ran the chorus farm and the amethyst farm, taking the time to mine out the amethyst clusters that we can't hit with the flying machines. And since we used them today, and I was reminded how few I have, I also ran the vine farm briefly, then checked in on pumpkins and melons. From there, the micro farms only take a couple of minutes to run, so it was drip leaf, hanging roots, cocoa beans, glowberries, nether fungi, 2 tall flowers, and pink petals. And after making an absolute ton of shulkers for the cobblestone farm, I actually ran that as well. It's not often I get to run this farm, so when I do, I definitely enjoy it. It's probably the fastest farm overall that I've ever made, even still, and it's so satisfying. Eventually I had to stop. I do have something like 400 shulkers of cobblestone in storage plus here now, and running these farms let the chorus fruit grow again, so I did a second manual running of that one. I can definitely make end rods when I need to now. I didn't wait for the cactus farm to work since I only have a tiny one, but I did collect what we already had and take it back to the main storage as well. It's rare that I'd need more than a shulker of cactus. And since I used up 256 carved pumpkins in just one day, I spent a little of our time getting a few more stacks together. Next time I won't have to do this before building the farm. Okay, we're at the ice farm, and I asked you to give me until now to explain, so here we go. The thing is, Mojang has broken this farm, just not yet. When 121.5 was released, piglins won't drop XP in the same way as they do in 121.4. This means my XP repairing portion of this ice farm will break, and I'll have to very carefully manage pickaxes here because it's very easy to break one, or I'll need to add a dispenser with XP bottles that I have to then trade for something. The farm itself will still function, but the critical aspect of always having XP repairing my pick is gone. So for the 5th time in 5 versions, Mojang has seemingly permanently broken something I spent hours and hours and hours building. Just like the copper farm, void trader, previous shulker farm, gold farm, wool farm, and so many others. So I have to run farms to stay ahead on these materials because you never know what will break next. Oh wait, chunk loaders. Yep, my go-to chunk loaders are now broken as well. So I ran to the tunnel bore, fearing if Mojang were to also break something on this, I'd be fairly low on cobbled deep slate. But before that happens, I thought it'd be wise to stock up again. I mean, I guess 18 shulkers will have to do for now. Normally a lot of this work gets done behind the scenes. Hopefully this has been a fun look behind the curtain at what makes the world work. I'm going to pretend to go offline and go to the gold farm now. Goodbye!